Alrighty, quiet on the set, getting ready to go live on the radio, boys and girls.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia, and no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news from right here inside Shroud of the Avatar. 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure and entertainment. How's everybody doing out there today? Thanks for joining us, everybody. Today, for the record, is Tuesday, March 14th, 2017. And tally po, how you doing out there?
They said hi, so I had to respond back. They said hi,
of course.
Hello.
Hi, Scrota.
How are you today?
I'm alive.
And then we've got Eagle out there joining us, of course. And we're just a couple of days away from an anniversary here ourselves. Just 3 days shy of our second anniversary here on the air inside Shroud of the Avatar. That's right, 2 whole years. Going into our 3rd year of broadcasting live in the game. Amazing.
2 whole years of us sitting here doing nothing.
Sitting here on the lot doing a whole lot of nothing. That's right.
You look at my hit points and you can't tell that I've done anything in this game.
What do you got for hit points on that character?
Only 353. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
It's okay. Unlike Led Zepp, who may have a considerable amount more than I do, I actually know how the game mechanics work.
Yeah, that's self-evident, isn't it?
That's he's still trying to figure out how to rename his pets properly. So,
I'm working on GMing
errors there.
Yeah, I'm working on GMing skills without having any pooled XP, which is possible.
Good luck with that.
It is possible. It just takes a while.
Takes a long while.
I don't see how it's possible.
So here we'll elucidate Led Zepp a little bit right now. So when I have 15,000 XP in my crafting pool, okay, and I'm converting wood scrap into wood pulp, it uses 53 XP.
What? That's not a skill.
It's the milling. It's the milling.
What do you do with milling?
Okay.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
As it gets down to about 7,000 XP, it's only using 7 XP per craft. And by the time you get down to less than 5,000 crafting XP, it uses 0 skill. But the skill...
Turn it off, it won't use anything.
Stop. But still, the skill actually climbs, even though it's not pulling anything from your XP pool.
Yeah, very slow.
Yes, like 25 each hit.
Sounds like a bug to me, though.
Well, it has been reported by me just because you know me. I included screenshots. I went into a little bit of detail. I even told Attenwood personally. And it's one where it's like, am I abusing it? No, I'm just making teleports and recalls. Same old, same old.
Going about our daily business.
That's right.
That's
25 experience per click, ain't it? 25? That ain't nothing. I don't know.
No, it's less than 4 XP per click.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. You're all right. That ain't an exploit, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's real low, but
yeah. And since like milling doesn't add to your XP pool, it's one where it only takes. It just becomes a little of something. Oh, I heard a request for more music. I've got the perfect song for us.
and now there's somebody
Stones.
sitting at the piano.
Wait, he started playing.
Yes.
I was typing in Stones loop.
Yeah, I know. You're not allowed to play music.
I am allowed to play music. I get to play music whenever. I mean, you like the Flower of Scotland? It takes us through almost the entire show.
Go ahead, Jay. Oh, no. No,
See,
no.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
not
see,
Stones.
List was playing some Metallica, which was really cool, and I assume that List has got a little bit of a
Hey.
catalog these days, and we don't get to hear List play
What's-
for it.
What's wrong with what I'm playing?
I can't
It's-
hear it.
It's an upbeat tempo. It just means you need to adjust your volume.
Can't hear it.
I mean, List knows exactly who I'm playing. He enjoys the
Is-
music.
Can't
The
hear it
Stones?
at all, and I ain't playing with the volume switches. Volume switches right where I want them. If I can't hear it, it's broke.
Awesome. This is hilarious. List is giving me a bunch of Ultima 3 Exodus Castle, Ultima 4 Adventurer, and Ultima 4 Wanderer.
Sheet music?
Yep.
Oh, even better. Still don't help. Can't hear it.
I can hear it. That's all that matters.
No, what matters is that the viewers hear it. That's what matters.
Hey,
It doesn't
if
matter
the-
whether you or
wait,
I hear it.
Wait. If they're watching my stream, they get to hear it. If they're listening to your stream, they don't get to hear
Oh,
it.
so which stream is on 24 hours a day, my partner?
Both.
Oh. No, on. Not on demand. On.
Well, you didn't qualify that completely.
When people go search for Strategy Avatar live streams 24 hours a day, what do they see? They see the NBNN stream.
In that awesome NBNN logo.
That's right. That some guy came up with. That's right. Love this shit.
Okay, moving right along, we do have to talk about stand-up corner. We do have to talk about other things that neither one of us are prepared for.
I'm prepared. Don't
Don't-
talk for
don't-
yourself, buddy.
Don't know what you're talking
I
about.
didn't come strolling in 2 minutes before and sit down.
And damn, Dragar's saying he can't hear my music. It's probably
I'm
because
telling
the
you,
game
nobody
music
hears
is
it.
low.
I can't
Nobody
hear it.
hears it.
Wait, why the fuck is it not being played?
Hello, McFly.
Weird. So the game's not.
Yeah, you think I complain because I want to complain? I don't complain because I
You
want to
com-
complain. I
You complain about
because it's broke.
everything, man.
There we go.
Don't
We
you-
got Zeke. Let Zeke play. Zeke's got some cool
Zeke-
shit he's come up
Zeke's get to wait until the end of the song. I don't know how to hit escape.
with. Yeah.
You ready to move right along to stand-up corner?
I'm ready. I'm
Are you sure
sitting
about
here
that?
queued up. No.
Yep.
No.
You can hear the music on my stream now. It's in the background. It's low.
We
Intentionally.
have zero background, no ambiance whatsoever. So you better be reading in really good form today for everybody out there.
Pirate
There
voice.
we go.
Pirate voice. The entire
Yeah, somebody let the dogs
please.
out, so we've got a nice musical distraction in the interlude while we've got the dogs bouncing up on screen there for everybody. Thank you for that follow.
Yep. Okay, so moving right along. Don't forget, stand-up corner is where the devs sit there and say, "Hey, I'm working on this. I worked on this yesterday." Something random gets written down. Eventually, it gets posted to the forums, and so we are talking about what the devs were doing the day before or the day before that. And in case of the weekend, you have to add a couple less days.
One or two.
One or two. All depends on how much work they do over the weekend. So this is the stand-up corner from Monday, March 13th, over in
Monday.
the Portalarium offices. Over in the art department, Bob the Builder.
Cult of Bob. Get money, Bob.
He finally decided to crawl out of the hangover state as he worked on the regular and the ornate kettle drums and harpsichord. Because this song that's being played right now would be awesome on the harpsichord.
It would be.
I've heard it on the harpsichord.
As long as it sounds like a harpsichord and not like a screeching cat, we should be okay.
Yes. And then NFG Damon.
Damon Waldrop.
Who's a long-time industry veteran working on the Ice Fist and Unity update and mentoring. That's right. Fletcher.
Fletch lives.
Working on Obsidian Weapons and Spring Weapons Review.
Gotta review those weapons.
That's right. I mean, it's like, hey, I spent 10 minutes designing this thing. What? It's not perfect? Oh, I need to go back and touch that up a little bit. Touch it up. Just the tip.
Just a tip.
That's right. The almighty Gix Vargach. Matt. Working on the elemental ambush animations. Ooh, wait, does this mean that we're going to have
surprise?
See like a rock in game, walk past it, and it's going to convert into or unfold itself into an earth elemental. I don't know, like a little gust of wind becoming a
morph
arrow
from a rock elemental into an elemental.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Will we have sand golems just appearing out of the sand?
Fire elementals jumping out of the flames. Beware you're camping. That would be awesome.
Ooh, that would be cool.
I mean, the unintended summoning of the fire elemental.
Yeah, we had a little gimmick plugged into the gate spell on our shard back many years ago, and there was a random chance that when you opened the gate, a demon would spawn and come through the gate because you didn't quite hit the spell just right.
Whoops.
Open the gates to the wrong place.
Yep. Then Reed trying to dig me out of the Deco Divas pit of despair. Working on the roadway pavers and upgrading Unity. Over in design, B. Cotton.
Brandon Cotton.
The almighty Beezus working on patterns and weapon integration. Seawolf. He's impaling corpses in the world. And dead bodies in the world. And rock slide bugs. And Mines Map. Yay. Over Dan Brennan working on battle camps. Battle camps and the Run Ruins and Player Towns. Sanyo working on the Player Town sieges and Unity update. Lum the Mad. Trying to check off things on the task list and revisiting tutorials and Artifice.
Fatui.
The Fatui's coming back, man. And the Fatui's going to be overworked and the
Revenge of the Fatui.
Yeah, the Fatui.
Return of the Fatui.
Yeah,
the Fatui strikes back.
The Fatui had a second hole that was never plugged properly, and so they have to go back and plug that properly. Sorcerer Steve working on the Cass Ruins. And Mountains and Traps. And then List Rostov working on Unity updates and the fall entrance.
The fall.
Over in tech, Bobby
Thompson.
updating the Mac client to a PC. And Soda Map integration bugs.
Soda map integration bugs.
Eric working on player town sieges and release 40 tasks.
Oh, play at town sieges. Yeah, I'm not putting
Yes.
any of those damn things up in my towns.
I am.
Already seeing too many complaints from people about the sieges.
Well,
That's my experience.
yeah, you know what? It just adds
I
an
know.
element.
Stay
of
to the
gameplay.
left, right?
That's right.
Stay to the left. Passing lane only.
That or I've got one better for you. Teleport. I know a vendor that sells some teleports in Owlshead, just
so
go
do
north of
I.
the bank, and look for the ones finely crafted by Jackson Assist.
Yeah,
And
but when you're leaving a scene and it wasn't under siege when you came in, it would be nice to have a warning maybe that says,
So you want like inside the scene, like the sky to start like flashing all kinds of lightning and changing colors.
I don't know, like maybe
I-
when you come to the exit, if there's a town siege out there, you can like see something going on out there instead of nice plain foresty, safety.
You mean
into
that
the-
means they have to change the bitmap of some sort?
I don't know.
Dude, it would be much easier just for them to do an environmental effect inside the scene. Like the flaming sky.
Fire.
Yeah, and fire. Flaming sky.
Fire.
I mean, that tells you the town's under siege. Okay, so then after that, I forgot where I was at. JY working on the asset
JY.
bundle performance.
He said that's it.
Yeah, he's trying to make sure that her assets all fire and localization. The Deathbringer one and only also updating to Unity 5.5.
That's right.
Burning Toad
The burn.
trying to push out a patch somewhere. I think it's the one in the middle of the back that you can never reach, as well as
Yeah, I
Unity
don't know.
updates. I need to work on that flexibility.
It's that
There's like
burning
There's
itch.
like a gap, like 8 inches that I can't reach in my back. Jeez, man. And then Taslo still store architecture refactoring. Over in QA, the Attenwood working on sanity testing and regression test and store testing and forums.
And then
And Serafina's working on weekly update email test and review and customer service and QA.
quality assurance.
Our useless overhead group, we had the Dippy Bird spending his day upgrading Unity. The Gorn,
Working on that general business.
that's right. Trying to make sure that all the bills are paid. Barrick working on the hospitaler meeting and community and flash sales and the weekly update. Hutch was working on the Skydome Heavenly Bodies update and Unity updates and update Fallout.
Fallout.
Update
Yeah,
Fallout.
I'm sure there's got to be a couple quirks with an upgrade like that.
What are you talking about? The update Fallout? I mean, that's
Yes.
Fallout over the weekend from the weekly update.
I'm thinking the Unity 5.5 update. Fallout.
Well,
That's all that's being updated across,
yeah. Like, why would upgrading something cause serious bugs in your design? Why? When someone changes a core mechanic and then, what am I to do? Welcome to the player's
Are you
world.
reading chat?
No, I should be though. Oh, Donnie Brasco the pimp is looking for in-game guild cloak for BMC. Thanks. That one, or are you referring to Discord?
Oh no, the in-game Hollyhock.
Oh, yeah.
Just bugging Laz with guild chat. It's like, thanks, guys.
Well, you have to remember what guild chat is Jack Synicist in.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't see what you're talking about.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go to guild. The 2-player guild that I'm in.
You actually used that player? I didn't realize he was still in that guild.
Yes.
The NBNN News Guild. That's right.
That's
we
right.
do have a guild, folks.
And then after
whole
that,
people in it.
and no one else got to see that on my stream, but eventually they'll see something. Lord British was spending his weekend hanging out with all the folks at South by Southwest after he left the Ren Fair, so I don't even know if he changed out of his doublet.
No, he probably just took
Well,
the jacket off, threw it on the seat,
He was a little
drove
wet.
over.
A
Huh?
little wet.
Well,
So he may have been walking around in a wet
Got it
doublet.
rained all over you guys down
yeah.
there.
Yeah. After that, he was also entering some bugs into Jira
Bug
and wish lists and general business.
business.
KX was working on the weekly update and flash sales and database integration and Unity update. And last but not least, the Dark Star working on the weekly update and add-on triage and release 41 and Q2 planning and meetings. And that's what our devs said they were working on yesterday.
Dark Star's reaching out ahead of himself there. Or is that a typo?
Which part? The Q2 planning? Or the
Release 41?
41?
Yeah.
Well,
Since
I think
we were coming up on 40, if he's already working on 41, man, he's getting ahead of the curve here, which I'm
Fast
not
and
going to
Furious.
argue with.
well, you end up with the word planning in there that kind of tells you what he was actually doing.
Planning. Yeah, he's getting ahead of himself, which
Yeah,
is great. Yeah. Usually he's planning to get release 40 in the can, not working on release 41 before 40's in the can. So,
Well, maybe he's very forward thinking these days.
yes, but the
Maybe
Q2 notes.
Maybe he's
shouldn't
trying to do
interest.
3 steps forward, 1 step back.
Well, we said Fast and Furious, and of course, they've been cranking out the content left and right as of late. And again, we have a time frame for when they would like to launch the game, and I'm waiting for the Q2 report to see what's in it specifically. Of course, now of course Q1 has flown by, and we're getting ready for some good stuff. What is today again? Is the 14th, so we
14th.
still got about 2 weeks, 2 days till the next release. This is actually one of the longer release schedules between monthly releases here on this
And
month
that
for
just
some
means
reason.
they have a lot of work that they get to put in. Well, I
Yes,
think
well,
I think they knew with GDC South by Southwest that they needed to go ahead and push it back to the final Thursday of the month for the release. Because
they needed to push it back.
so instead of doing the next to last, is it generally the next to last Thursday in the month?
No, it's
Or
always the
final-
last
final
Thursday of the
Yeah.
month. There's nothing new there. I was going to say, what are you talking about?
Why am I smoking crack?
I don't know, man.
I
Put
don't
down
know.
the crack pipe and step away from the loot, will you? My goodness.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
Yeah. What are you laughing about, Jeff?
Hey, see the funny part is, at least I'm willing to admit there's some confusion. Is it this or this?
Yeah.
I think it's
Is,
this. I might be wrong.
Now, Donnie, of course, we did announce it for you, but again, there are 22 of those, and nobody's selling them. If you find somebody who's selling them, I'm going to show you somebody who's not going to be in a very good place with the rest of the crew. for selling their damn cloak, even if it is to another guild member.
Something like that.
That is a major, major item of prestige amongst us in the guild.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
you wouldn't happen to have one of those, would you?
Yeah, well, I'll sell it for the right
Jack
amount.
already sold you
400.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised. Donnie will throw that stupid money at you, I tell you.
I'll
Sell
take it.
mine for 5.
For what? 5 million?
500.
$5.
Oh,
A
$500?
long time.
Well, there you go, Donnie. There's an offer on the table, $500. And of course, we can't be mad at Scroda because he's not a guild member.
Nope, he is not.
Now, yes, a couple people who were not members of the guild did get those because they did show up at the convention. But again, very, very limited item. So good luck on that. So moving right along, yesterday we were talking about that article. Do we want to jump back onto that topic? Do we got some new topics we want to cover? What do we want to do from here today?
Well, what do you want to talk about? Because I really have no plans.
Yeah, I can talk about this music thing all day long. I'm not hearing nothing.
Hey man, I just played an entire song just for you.
Yeah.
Did you adjust your volume again to where it's off?
No, my volume is actually halfway up the damn ladder when it's usually only this loud for me to hear it. Now it's this loud, and I still wasn't hearing nothing.
Hey.
I still got more to go, but
Hey, do I need to point you to a bug that I submitted?
and now I can barely hear it.
What's going on here, man? Guys are all out of key. 3 people playing.
Well, we're trying to make sure that Laz actually hears something.
I turn this shit off.
And see, therein lies the problem. You tell me to turn it up and to hear you, and then 20 people play their music, and
Hey.
it sounds like shit. So, yeah.
Hey,
I'm going to solve the problem from here on out. I'm going to keep a character in another scene. I'm going to play music, and I'm going to mute this scene, and I'll be done with it. We'll have music in the background. That's all.
Lip sync.
Very simple.
Yeah,
Silly vanilla. That's right.
Milli Vanilli.
Let everybody think that the people standing there playing music are actually playing it, and we'll have other music in the background. We'll do a 1960s replace the bands move. But anyway, why Matt is strangling video game morality.
Oh, not again.
Well, yeah, you got something to talk about? Cough it up, brother.
Oh, not that. God, that's lots of shit.
What?
Rather, you get the soapbox out.
Yeah. You can only beat the dead horse so much, man. Then he starts stinking. You got to understand that with certain topics.
Led could talk about skill decay again.
If he understood skill decay, we'd let him talk about it.
I'm sure I'll find out soon enough.
Well, that and he has to play the game in order to die, other than being
That's right.
in town, and he would actually have to like look at things beforehand.
Now,
Yeah,
is
I
that
lost
Scroda
30K.
running around? Hold on.
30K, 1 death.
Where did
Wah,
Scroda go?
wah,
Did I see
wah.
Scroda go running around with his
What's up?
BMC cloak on,
yes,
showing
yes.
off now?
Yes, yes, he is.
There you
It's
go.
awesome.
It is. It's probably one of the hottest looking cloaks out there as well, in my opinion.
Cidery
Maybe
I'll
said
give you
I have
300
one of
gold
those
for it, Scroda.
cloaks.
Right now.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little jaded, but
That's too good of a deal. I can't let you do that.
All right.
300 gold. I don't know. That's it's a tough deal to turn down, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, and imagine that it was eventually marked as a known bug. Here, I finally found my my bug
You
report for
finally
you.
found it.
There you go.
In order to listen to another player, and of course, again,
Hey,
you're preaching to the choir here, Smalls. I've been
What-
telling you this for months.
Hey,
It's known
Jackass. Jackass, who's the one that fucking submitted it?
bug. And what did they tell you?
And then look at the
What,
post
fuck, you
by
want a club
Serafina.
for that? Well, what's up?
Get a
You
run.
want a club for
Look.
reporting a
Well,
bug?
let's see.
Yeah,
Look.
yeah.
She identified the bug number,
Submitted for review.
and then she went back and she edited it with the bug number. And then marked it as known.
I don't see it marked as known here. Where am I seeing that?
Well, if you see it as known audio instrument volume, that's the title
Oh,
of
up
the right
top
now.
there, yeah. So you reported a known bug, which is what I told you. So
No,
what do
no,
you
no,
want?
no, no, no.
Fucking club. Give the
Wait,
boy
wait,
a
wait,
club.
wait, no, no, no.
Shit.
It was
known
not
after
marked.
they
It
know
was
about
not. It was not marked as known until after the bug number was listed. So
And
it
again,
was. It was
the reason
listed
why
as
they
an.
mark it as known is because they know that it exists. They've known that it existed.
no,
Otherwise, they
no.
would just
No,
mark
they
it as
know
a new
now.
bug.
No, they know now. That's why it's marked as known.
No. Is known means it's been a known bug and they know about it. Not you reported a brand new bug. Okay.
Why did?
I mean, I've
why
been
did
reading
she?
these forums for
Why?
years now.
Why did she include the bug number that she put on there on Wednesday?
She edited to let you know what the bug number was. That was already the known bug. They
Okay,
only
so-
do that
so-
when
so-
they already
Get
have
there
the
online and
bug.
find
So,
out.
Hello?
so, Laz, is it included in there's a thing in our
Well,
inventories
you know, you have two
called
of these
known
guys here who
issues.
could probably answer that question for you.
No,
Why don't you just ask them?
they don't work on audio.
Doesn't
don't
matter.
work-
They can
they
tell you
don't
how
work
it's
on it.
marked known or unknown, can't they? They do that down there,
No,
don't they?
they don't
No,
report the
so-
bugs.
So,
They can't
so
tell
when
you that.
Okay, so if we look at this thing in our inventory called known issues, it is
Right.
a book.
right,
And then it has one that called a subsection called audio, and you click on that.
right,
And it says a number of audio effects, sound effects may be unlinked from volume sliders or missing. These need to be addressed case
right.
by
We're in
case.
development.
So reports are still welcome. Some instruments may not be playing correct notes or have notes missing. Sound effects used in game are not final, and in
It's got
many
nothing to
cases
do with
may
the
be
fact that-
placeholders.
They pointed you to
Hey.
a known bug that already had a
Yeah.
number.
Hey,
It's got
If-
nothing to do with that.
Laz,
It's marked.
what
It's
what
marked
is?
known now, right?
Are
Okay.
we supposed to report bugs that are not included in the known issues whenever they have a new release?
It's a
Even though they
it was a known bug. I've told
No.
you this for several months. You don't
Hey.
want to listen to me.
Hey, how do you get them to readdress it and realize that it's still a fucking problem? You have to resubmit the bug every
The bug
single
is got a
fucking
number,
release.
and it's on the known list. It's on the list.
That doesn't mean that it's
I
on
don't
the
think people
list
want to hear you
near
fighting.
the top. It is
Well,
way
no.
at the bottom.
I do.
It is. It is something that it's killing the time for the
There's
show.
30,000
Because-
something's got to be on the bottom. I'm sorry. Something's got to be the
So-
last one.
I don't want to hear you bitching about this
Take it to
thing.
the Thunderdome.
How many people want to listen to fucking Laz bitch about these fucking sound volume every
Yeah,
single
like
show?
you're not contributing.
I do.
See, apparently you don't get it. You know, yeah, it was a known
Cider
bug.
News said
I
today
knew
is
it was
Taco
a known
Tuesday.
bug. Hence,
Hey.
I'm not going to bother them. with a
Taco
known
Tuesday,
bug.
folks. Taco Tuesday.
Report
That's
the
right.
shit every single fucking
More
release.
tacos. Eat more tacos. I can eat some of those tacos today.
So are the
I
audio
can
I can eat
sliders
some of
working?
those. I can eat some of those known bug tacos too. You know.
Uh-huh.
God. Gotta get the last word in. All right, good.
Submitted for review. Thanks. We know this bug. Here's the number, just so you have it for your reference.
Then after that, it was changed to fucking known. So maybe it was marked as known after I
For you.
reported it.
They said, "Thank you for your reply. This is the known bug for your information." Okay.
Get the other one
I
now.
already told you.
You got to get that shit. You're the one that bitches about the audio every single day. Every single day. So.
Okay.
All right, you're both. That was
And
way
again,
too
I know, and
Report.
I've always said the known reported bug, haven't I?
Hey,
Have I not
which
said
means
that
you
all
need
along?
to
Yes.
keep reporting it.
Class.
Why should I report it? It's already a known bug. You don't get that concept.
Report every single release.
Lunch with Laz and
Every-
Jack is officially canceled for the
I
remainder
tell
of the year.
you don't
You
get
gotta
it.
Round
report
two,
it so
folks,
that
will
its
be up.
priority gets
don't get
raised.
it. Yeah,
Ding,
we
ding, ding,
invented
ding,
the
ding,
bug
ding.
brigade so that they could weed through 300 identical bug reports to go, hey, this is a known bug, and tell that to 300 people. Okay, because they were getting so many
That's why it
repeat
took them
bug reports. It was
a week
ridiculous.
a week and a half to sit there and figure out that was a known bug, or longer.
Oh yeah, because they don't have a staff of 500 going through all the bugs to give you an answer. You know that they got a small staff of 30,
I'm aware.
and it takes time to find this out. So you reported a bug that took somebody several days to research when they could have been
No,
working on.
it didn't take that long to
my
research.
Point. Okay,
I blame Jack.
that's all
Yeah.
Jack's fault.
No,
I blame
no.
Laz.
At the same time, if it's not in the known issues, you need to re-import.
Sagarina said you are
Submit.
breaking my immersion.
It
I
was
know.
the known issues, is
Hey.
what they told you.
You're breaking my
And this is what you don't seem to be getting here.
Hey, new release, new issue.
New release, new issue. I don't
That's
think
right.
so. Okay, next release, when we report this, they're going to come
You
back
guys-
to the same number.
you guys
so it's going to be the
climax yet?
same
Hey,
bug next
climax
release.
yet?
I wish I had a picture of your all's marriage to remind you how much you love
Order
each
in
other.
the court.
Hey, Scrota, if you want a picture, you just wait till after the show and we'll give you the link to YouTube and you can go watch it all you want, brother. No problem.
Hey, it wasn't me that he married anyways. I knew some other guy.
Yeah. Some other guy with a mustache, yeah.
A black mustache, yeah.
It was Evil Jack, that's right.
Jack
It was
Frost.
Evil Jack.
Jack Frost.
Okay, so next month, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to report this if it's not fixed. And they're going to come back and they're going to go, known bug. And I'm going to go, look, same damn
Class.
bug number. Same damn bug
Class.
and I'll sit there and say it's still not listed as a known issue.
number. Then you're wrong.
And then we'll have the same conversation all over again.
That's
It would be
right.
great.
Conversation.
I'll even include Laz
It's not
a link
conversation.
to the known issues that are listed on Seraphina's.
Those are known issues that most people have problems with. They don't list the 40,000 known bugs in the system, okay? They don't do that. So let's not compare pineapples and apples here, buddy. Yeah, you're going
Pineapple
you're
pin?
walking up the wrong tree.
Pineapple pin?
Pineapple. Pineapple.
Hey,
Pineapple.
So what did we learn today?
Laz
Nothing.
is.
Surely you digress.
Absolutely nothing. If you tune in to Lunch with Laz and Jack, you never know what the hell you're going to hear. That's what you learned today. So moving right along to the topic we wanted to discuss, but nobody wants to discuss
Well, I like that
anyways, how we
picture.
derailed this train in the first place.
Well, that's because you haven't read the article yet.
I've read the article. I've read the article 3 times now. Still not going to change my opinion.
Put a bug report in.
Yeah, bug report that article. That article's not right. Morality's not right.
Okay, so go ahead and summarize
All
the,
math.
summarize the first couple of paragraphs.
Summarize the
teacher
first
mode.
couple paragraphs. You know, let's get into the story here. The guy starts off talking about Ultima 4 and, you know, how him and his friends were playing Ultima 4 and the moral dilemmas of trying to live up to the virtues in the game. And when they finally come to the realization later on that it didn't make a goddamn difference because it was just all math, you know, it sort of blew his immersion, man. He was breaking his immersion. But he goes on to go into how math is used in certain other games. He went into, what was it, Watcher? Is that the right name? Watchers?
Witcher?
Witcher. Yeah, I don't play a lot of other games.
Witcher
You guys
1,
know
2,
I play
3.
one game.
Yeah.
And he says he comes up to a conundrum, almost like the Clink type thing. He comes up upon a character who's about to die. He's got this bottle of poison that may just cure her, but may kill her. And he's presented with a moral dilemma. He makes his choice. She gets well. He goes about his way. Then later on, he meets up with her fiance or whatever it was. And he says she's been paralyzed and sick, but she's alive. And, how dare he take all that away from him? And later in the storyline, he actually got some repercussions from it because it was actually a storyline. Man,
no good deed.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty interesting story. Apparently, you don't think it's interesting. And
I don't know what you're talking about. It's like the first entire section is about Ultima 4 and tracking the 8 virtues and how to game it. Then it goes into Quest for Glory 2, Adventures of Robin Hood, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
So you didn't read into the whole quest for the virtues, the 12-year-old minds, what they thought about the quests, how they were trying to live up to them. You didn't take any of that content and absorb any of that. None of that meant anything
I played
to you.
Ultima 4 when it came out.
Okay.
At the same time, when you get into
did you have these moral conundrums when you were playing Ultima 4? Did those thoughts come across your mind?
I did not have those moral conundrums as a... Let's see, how old was I in 1986? As an 11-year-old kid playing Ultima 4 in 1986, maybe? I don't know. That's how old I was in 1986.
Oh, nonsense.
But
so he's telling us from his experience as a 12-year-old and what he recalls. And you don't dig the trip down memory lane?
It is a trip down memory lane. But it is pastiche. It is nothing. It's setting you up for the examination of games as they move forward. And it's one where if you look at what he says, even though the numbers underneath Ultima 4's decisions are simplistic, being faced with those big moral questions was novel, even revolutionary at the time. What's disappointing is that in the 22 years since Ultima, the math governing most morality systems has gotten more complicated, but it's still math, and it's still there.
Computer
coding is math.
Yes.
Math is always going to be there. The difference is that you can track things a multiple method. It's just like, as I tell you, what's my favorite quest in this game?
The Myron quest.
Myron. Because at the end, you're given the choice. Do you let Myron live? Do you kill Myron? What do you tell his sister? It's an early quest. If you go to Al's Head,
a moral dilemma.
It is a moral dilemma, and it's one where the game systems are not set up to track human behavior.
Okay, but
because they can't do the morality because they can't read the player's mind. So morality-based systems are simplistic. Realistically, they are tracking a few bits. It's just like early on, one of the biggest virtue hits was looting corpses in the starting scenes.
Right.
Everybody came out with negative virtue out of the starting scenes because they were touching the corpses.
But when you take, say, a mindless game like Wolfenstein from back in that day, okay, there was no thought process to the idea was
kill the Germans,
to go out and kill everything.
Kill the Germans.
Killing the
when
Nazis.
presented with something like
wait,
the Myron quest,
I disagree with that because if you go back to the original Wolfenstein, where you could fool the guards with when they were asking you for your papers, and this is the 2D. I mean, like the super the Apple II version of the game from like 83, 84.
The basic shareware
I don't
PC
remember
version
any
of
interaction with
Wolfenstein.
Wait,
That's
you're talking Wolfenstein
I
3D. He's talking Wolfenstein 3D, but if he goes back to the earlier Wolfensteins, the guards would actually ask questions, and you could lie to them, you could do other things, but it didn't trace your morality in order to sneak around.
Well, that's again. I was just getting to the root of it. I don't want to base. I don't want to go for a history lesson. The idea was to go kill and get points. There
Hack
was
and
no
slash,
morality
man.
to
Hack
it.
and slash.
Okay. The idea behind the Myring quest is, after you do that, what does the math do to you? Do you get a consequence? Doesn't matter whether you kill him or not. Doesn't matter what you tell her or not. The only thing the difference is, you tell her one thing, she curses at you for the rest of your life.
See,
You tell her another thing, she doesn't curse at you the rest of her life. But
Yeah,
you
but
get a virtue
this
hit on that.
this is where you run into a problem with game math. Because what happens if I'm actually an evil person and I kill Myron not out of compassion? I kill him because he's breathing.
Sheer
and-
pleasure.
Yeah,
The joy
sheer
of
He
it.
looked at you funny.
He looked at me funny, he farted, he smelled, and I wanted to get rid of him. Versus an act of compassion would be, because it can be an act of compassion to kill someone in the right circumstances. And
Says you.
says me, yes.
Well, I
Hey.
don't agree with that. Okay, so I mean that again, that's human nature. You can't attribute that in a video game.
But it's one where was the action compassionate? Was it malicious? And you can't gauge the two without knowing the mentality of the player. And so
Absolutely.
the only thing that developers can do is bit flip.
Right. So with the morality question, how do we handle that with the math in the games? I mean, did you let them live? Did you actually get a good tick for that? A bad tick for that? No tick for that. What is the outcome there? You know?
I don't know.
There is none.
Wow,
What's
that was
this?
a lot
Life
of
goes
time
on,
spent
man.
on
Life-
nothing.
Life goes on.
What's the damn problem?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Jack's argumentative today, and that's what the damn problem is. And so am I, so it makes for a good show.
Just talk about sound systems. The reason that I don't like this article is it doesn't provide a solution to the problem that he's trying to address.
There is no solution to it.
There is none until you actually create a system that can actually judge a character by their overall course of actions, which is a lot of math, and then from there decide whether or not they're trying to game the system by balancing the equilibrium, or are their overall actions, because you have to weight each of those actions in a different way.
If you weigh them, it requires math. You need math to weigh them.
Yes.
You need math. That's right.
But it's one where it's like, okay, he's just reduced all of this down to bit flipping. That's it. And which is
that's
all
math.
it's going to be.
That's math. Bit flipping is math. Zeros and ones, man.
Yeah.
Easy.
So yeah, I don't really think it's a great article.
You know, you really know how to blow a trip down memory lane.
And at the same time, is it strangling? Because that's what the title is. Is it strangling video game morality? Or is that players going outside the scope of what the designers really intended?
Well, again, video game morality. You don't see much of it in video games these days. There aren't many out there. I mean, you see all these, Android games. They're, point and click. You see all these shooter games. They're, rack up kills and death. That isn't morality. The morality of a combat game is to stay alive. I don't think that's a morality.
It's moral relativism, man. It's all relative, right? To being alive.
Yes, morals are all relatives to the individual.
Whose morals are you talking about?
Yes.
That's right.
Want to go by mine?
We
Fuck,
definitely ain't
you're
talking
fucked.
about yours, Zep, because we see what you take out in the public every
Exactly.
day there.
Well, I ain't using your morals, shit.
But anyway, we're running a little behind schedule.
Don't know what you're talking about. We're right on time. Because you're going to cover I don't know. What are you going to cover? So are we going to strangle video game morality because... Yeah.
We're going to go to the Avatar community calendar and give the good folks what's going on out there in the world today.
I don't know where that's at.
You don't know where that's at. It's at nbnn.info/calendar. HTML. Yeah, let's see that smile over there.
Well, by that, I mean, I can't find the right tab.
Oh. Sorry.
Because it's there. Yeah, it's tab number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
328.
Yeah, it's tab number 7.
How many tabs you got open and how many windows?
Well, okay, so in... Let's see. A lot. Yeah, so today is Tuesday, March 14th. Don't forget, if you have a business, your taxes are due tomorrow. VIP tickets for SodaCon are still ongoing until they are exhausted, as well as the VIP tickets. There are 2 available, last I heard.
2.
Which include the grand tour of the Portalarium studio by none other than Lord British for SodaCon Austin in October. Early bird tickets are still available, as well as the cloaks for non-attendees. Those are both going to be there and expiring whenever quotas are met or something like that. Early bird tickets expire April Fool's Day of all days. Today at noon, 3, 6, 9, and 12, there are 2 idiots that don't know what the fuck they're doing as they discuss music for 45 minutes. Because someone thinks everything should never be addressed, and he'd rather just complain about it every single day.
We're done with that.
Known issue.
No, you got to bring that up, Doug.
And it wasn't
I don't know
45 minutes.
It was like 30. Then after that, we do have at 2 p.m. the Pax Layer Town Manager Hour. Go join Sean Silverfoot, and you can learn or inquire about any of the Pax Layer Borough of Towns. If you're looking for residents in any of them, Sean Silverfoot's the man to talk to. At 3 p.m., the EVL Guild is hosting a Euro dungeon crawl.
The Euro crawl.
Yes, and this is going to start
on give a shout out there to Seamus McGinnis. Seamus McGinnis is the new guild leader of EVL.
Okay, congratulations, Seamus. Meeting point for the 3 p.m. dungeon crawl is going to be outside the overworld map of Owl's Head, or contact Wintermute Offcoff for more information. At 7 p.m., the EVL is also hosting another Monster Mash dungeon run. This time, it's also going to be... The Dungeon Master is going to be Zinni. It's meeting in the same place, overworld map, outside of Owl's Head. If running with EVL at 7 doesn't feel your fancy, but you'd much rather go do a dungeon of Chillblade's Compendium of Pain and Suffering.
Pain and Suffering.
By listening to this show for an hour, you can always join Mal Hari and the Jade Dragons for their dungeon run of Chillblade's Compendium of Pain and Suffering at 7 p.m. on WRFB.
WRFB.
Are the 70s at 7.
Amen.
At 10 p.m., Temper Tantrum T-Days.
It's my radio, and I'll do what I want.
That's right. And the final event of the evening is going to be on WRFB, and that's going to be...
RFB.
The Record Room.
Free Britannia.
And that's what that's what's going on for player events in Shroud of the Avatar.
Of the Avatar. That's right. No
March
need
14th.
to go anywhere. All the pain and suffering you need right here.
That's right.
Metered out.
Just hang out. Just play around with a couple soapboxes.
I love this shit, I tell you. Where else can you get this kind of stuff, folks? Nowhere else but here on NBNN. Of course, we'd like
why am
to
I reading a book?
that NBNN is a proud sponsor of SodaCon Austin 2017. If you need more information, go to sodaconaustin.org and you can get all the information you need. Otherwise, you can go ahead and contact me and I'll go ahead and give you all the information you need. Of course, you can catch us in replays for all the daily hijinks, shenanigans, pain, and suffering right here on WRFB Radio Free Britannia, where you can hear us throughout the day in replays, rehashing all this fun and games for you. Grimy Traders Auction House, where you can go start your own auction. It's free to sign up, it's free to list, it's free to sell. GrimyTraders.com.
Killing me, Smalls, killing me.
The Oakenshire and Markham Farms, wholesale cotton reagents, vegetable oil, and more. Official sponsors of NBN.
What the
I'm
hell?
sorry. I lost it.
Keep going.
Take a break.
And conveniently available on the Shroud Marketplace for your shopping pleasure as well. Our home guild over at the Britannia Mining Company wants you to come on down to Market Road and check out all the vendors for all your crafting goods and needs. Located in the Quell region, right next to the Exeter Mine for your mining convenience as well. Black Rock Cove for all your crafting materials. Sodamap.com, soon coming to a map in-game near you. We have Jacob White with the premier mapping program for Shrouded Avatar. You need to find your way. Check out Sodamap.com and soon to be integrated in-game. Congrats to Jacob on that one. Our good friend Ben over at RelicsByRiddle.com. Relics by Riddle for all your licensed Shrouded Avatar swag. If you want to save a couple bucks on all that swag, use the promo code NDNN when you check out, and you'll save 10% when you check out of RelicsByRiddle.com. And last but not least, our friends over at the Shroud Marketplace for all your virtual vendable needs. Jack, you want to tell the folks about the marketplace?
Shroud Marketplace, the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. Everything and anything can be bought or sold on shroudmarketplace.com. If there is something that you have and you want to sell it to other players for cash, you can become a vendor on Shroud Marketplace by clicking the button that says register and then clicking on vendor registration. I'm actually logged in right now, so it's like,
yeah, I'm showing.
Then after that, it's don't forget, anything can be bought or sold, from accounts all the way through services. So if you have an excess of game gold and you want to offload it to other players that could potentially have more of a need for it than yourself, or you know what, you have that extra artifact that you want to unload, you can do that at shroudmarketplace.com. Remember, the marketplace just is a listing service. They don't hold onto anything, and every vendor has a different reputation, so you can also look at how people have rated their transactions on shroudmarketplace.com.
That's right.
Yes, services. I love
services.
Some I love some cheese sign writing.
Cheesy writing. Such wrote as music service.
Music.
Weddings and more.
Yeah,
Sater's Stinky Sewer Shop. And many more.
Oh, yes. All of that is available on Shroud Marketplace, including the Oakenshire and Markham Farms. Proud sponsors of NBNN. Don't forget, if you can visit them in Dawn's Keep, or you can, if you want to pay them cash for their produce, you can always just do so on Oakenshire at shroudmarketplace.com. Yay!
That's right. Why am I sponsoring the show again?
I don't know. I think it's because you want to listen to Laz complain about something and never bug report anything.
That's true, I do.
Yeah, yes. He loves just hearing his name on the radio every day, and that's why he supports us.
That's true too. And don't forget, if you want to become Patreon, you can always go to patreon.com and just do /NBNN or Google search that. or go to nbnn.info, click on the donate buttons, and
Yes.
contribute some funds. Or you can always look at below our streams under the info section. You can always click on the donut button there.
Donut button?
Donut.
Donut button. That's
Well,
right.
donating is
You
too
can-
hard. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
I need some more donuts. Hungry.
Donuts are a lot easier. That's right. But meanwhile, we're going to wrap it up for today, folks. And of course, we can't forget to thank you guys. And I see Blood Omen waving down there with his skull, with his bone armor hand in the screen. So we got to thank you guys before we get out of here today. We love you guys, and we appreciate you guys joining us, even when we're having some of the best heated debates here live on NBNN. That's right, live. This happens live. This isn't taped. This isn't pre-planned. This shit is live, folks.
Until you catch it in repeats.
That's right.
And then it's
until
no
you
longer
catch it in
live.
repeats. But meanwhile, we got to get out of here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Stay tuned for more news, sports, entertainment, crazy, wild happenings, the latest hijinks and shenanigans, and the hottest debates only here on NBNN. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.
It was a known bug. Is the audio working? Yeah, know what? Do they include everything they fix in patch notes and release notes? And the answer is no. So every release, you have an obligation to report bugs. Can I watch the makeup sex? Depends. Better stop spinning. Makeup sex. The best kind.
Long time.